everyone, welcome once again to this online session. Hope you're all safe and sound in health, and back again meeting with the same chapter, that is chapter number 10, gravitation. In the previous class, you all remember I had started discussing those questions which sounds tricky, which are given in your textbook exercise, right? Similarly, in today's session also I'll be solving the numericals given under the exercise part of this particular chapter, that is chapter number 10, gravitation. So we'll do it slowly because we have already completed this chapter. So every sum is different from the other sum. So whatever is given under the exercise part of your textbook, I'll be solving. Today I'll be solving two sums. In the next session I'll be solving two sums because majority of the portion is omitted from this chapter 2. So only you have things related to gravitation and acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so let's start now. First question. The gravitational force on the surface of the moon is 1/6 as strong as the gravitational force on the earth. What is the weight in newtons of a 10 kg object on the moon and on the earth? First part of the question is a general statement. That is your acceleration due to gravity on the moon is 1/6 of the gravitational force that exists on the earth. It's always less, right? They want you to calculate the weight of an object whose mass is given as 10 kg. What would be the weight of the object of mass 10 kg on the moon and on the surface of the earth? Okay, simple question. You all know which formula you have to apply for calculating the weight of the object. Come on, who's going to tell me? Yeah, it is W is equal to M into G. Clear? Now, this M value is already given in the question as 10 kg. Now, talking about G, when you're going to write the value of G on the surface of the earth, it is only 9.8 meter per second square. When the weight of the moon is asked, therefore the acceleration due to gravity on the moon will be 1/6 into 9.8. Clear? So in the place of G, I'll be using this 1/6 into 9.8. That's what is written there down. We know that the value of G on the surface of the earth is 9.8 meter per second square. The value of G on the surface of the moon will be 1/6 into 9.8 meter per second square. Okay. So now, using the formula, we'll calculate the weight of the object on the moon. So which formula we'll be using? W is equal to M into G. This is for object's weight on moon. Okay. Now, mass of the object is given as 10 kg and your acceleration due to gravity on the moon, I told you 1/6 into 9.8. Clear? Yes. So using this in this formula, I get my W is equal to, I'm writing it again and again so that it's easy for you to understand, 10 into 1/6 into 9.8. Clear? Now, this I can write it as 10 into 1 into 9.8 upon 6. Okay, 10 into 1 is 10 into 9.8. I can write it as 10 into 9.8 upon 6. Okay, now 10 into 9.8 upon 6, that is here 10 into 9.8 upon 6. 10 into 9.8 is 98. You all must be knowing this. 98 into 10 will give you 980, right? 980. 98 into 10. 98 into 10. You have a decimal point before 8 here. So your answer would be 98.0. That 0 we are not taking into consideration. So we will write it as 98 divided by 6. Okay. Now, when you divide this 98 by 6, okay, you get 1s are 6, subtract, you get 3, then drop down this 8 here, then 6 are, you get 36, when you subtract, you get a 2, then again keep a decimal point, add a 0, 3s are 18, again when you subtract, you get a 2 which is recurring, therefore the answer is 16.3 Newton, because kilogram into meter per second square, mass into acceleration due to gravity. Units are kilogram into meter per second square. Your kilogram meter per second square is what is called as Newton. Weight is always expressed in terms of Newton. This is how you get the weight of the object on the surface of the moon, whose mass is 10 kg, as 16.3 Newton. Okay, now what's left now? You have to calculate the weight of the object on the surface of the earth. Formula remains the same. What's that? W is equal to m into g. In the place of m, I'll write 10. 10 kg is given already in the question, and you all know what is the value of small g on the earth. It is 9.8. Okay, so that's what is given here. Mass of the object is 10 kg. Acceleration due to gravity on the earth is 9.8 meter per second square. Therefore, weight will be m into g, which is equal to 10 into 9.8. So again, 10 into 9.8, a decimal point is there. Therefore, it will be 98.0, which is equal to 98 kilogram meter per second square. Your kilogram meter per second square is what is called as your Newton, right? Therefore, object's weight on the earth is 98 Newton. Clear? So, we have completed with the first sum. Now, let's move on to the next question. See here. A ball is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity of 49 meter per second. Calculate the maximum height to which it raises and the total time it takes to return to the surface of the earth. There are two things that you have to calculate here. They have just said a ball is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity of 49 meter per second square. Now, tell me, the term velocity has come and they want you to calculate the height and the time. Obviously, you have to go for your equations of motion. And one thing I want you to remember, means make you remember or give a reminder to you, the object is thrown vertically upwards. When it is coming down, it's because of gravitation, right? So, it's pulled by the earth's gravity. So, it's showing acceleration due to gravity while coming down, right? It's showing some acceleration, right? So, when it is this way, in that case, you have to replace your equation of motion wherever you get the letter A in your equation of motion with G. And since height is asked here, S marks your distance as well as displacement. Here you are asked to calculate your height, that is the distance here. So, the S should be replaced with the letter H. Okay, so let me read the question once again to you. A ball is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity of 49 meter per second. Calculate the maximum height to which it raises and the total time it takes to return to the surface of the earth. They have given a ball is thrown with a velocity of 49 meter per second. So obviously it is going to come down. They want you to calculate the height which it reaches, to which it raises up, and the time it takes to come down. Two things you have to calculate. So when you have to calculate the height to which the object raises, you have to take this equation. B square is equal to u square plus 2as, because we need to calculate this s, that is your height, which marks as distance. So you have to replace the letter A and S in this equation by G and H, right? So consider the equation B square is equal to u square plus 2as, and replacing the letters A and S in the equation by G and H, we write the equation as V square is equal to u square plus 2gh. Clear? Now, what are the values of V, U, G and H? H you have to calculate. This H you need to calculate. V is 0 because it's a final velocity. Initial velocity is given as 49 meter per second square. You all know the value of G on the earth means 9.8, but it is moving upwards. So it's working against gravity when it is moving upwards. In that case, we'll take the value of this G as negative. Okay, just look at this. Initial velocity U is 49 meter per second. Final velocity is 0 meter per second. Acceleration due to gravity is minus 9.8 meter per second square because the object is moving thrown upwards. Okay, substituting these values in the equation, V square is equal to u square plus 2gh. In the place of V, I'll substitute 0. In the place of U, I'll substitute 49. U square will be 49 the whole square plus 2 into minus 9.8. I told you already why minus, because the object is moving upwards, into H. that you have to calculate. Okay, now 0 square, that is we are using this formula as I told you, v square is equal to u square plus 2gh. I said v square is 0 the whole square. What will be 0 the whole square? 0 into 0, that is 0 only. U square is 49 the whole square. So what is 49 the whole square? 49 multiplied by 49 will give you 2401, right? And 2gh, that is 2 into minus 9.8 into h. 9.8 into 2 will be 19.6. Okay, now meter per second square, you remember. Now substituting all these values in the equation, v square is equal to u square plus 2gh, you get 49 square is equal plus 2 into minus 9.8h. 49 the whole square is 2401. 2 into minus 9.8 is 19.6. When you take this negative value to the other side, it becomes a positive value. So minus 19.6h becomes plus 19.6h when it goes to the other side. So now when you want h, see 19.6h is equal to 2401. Now I need h. H is equal to 2401 by 19.6. Okay, I'll divide and show you, don't worry. H is equal to 2401 upon 19.6. When there is a decimal point down, some of you cannot calculate. So in that case, I'll multiply both the numerator and denominator by 10. So when I multiply both the numerator and denominator by 10, what will I get? I will get 24010 upon 196, right? Because when I multiply by 10, 19.6 by 10, I get it as 196.0. So that 0 is eliminated. I'll take it as 196. Now this is 24010 upon 196. Okay, h. Now you have to divide. So 196, see, I'll show you the division if you want. Two 24010 divided by 196. See, 196 multiplied by 2 will give you 392. Okay. So you have to take 1s are because it's 240 here. So when I take 1, I get 196. When I subtract, I get, here you have to borrow, you must be knowing all that. 10 minus 6 will give you 4. Here, since you have borrowed 1 already there, this has become 3. So now you have to borrow 1 from this 2. So 13 minus 9 will give you 4. So 44 is lesser than 196. So I have to bring this 1 down. So now it becomes 441. See, your 196 multiplied by 2 itself is giving you 392. So when you are going to multiply by 3, it will be greater than this 441. So in that case, I'll go for 2. So I get 392, right? When I subtract, 11 minus 2 will give me 9. 13 minus 9 is again 4, right? So this 0 has to be dropped down. Okay, it becomes 490. Again, it is 2 times 392. So 490 minus 392. 10 minus 2, 8. This is 490, I said, no? So you have to borrow here because you have given 1 here. So this becomes 8. Now 18 minus 9 will give you 9 again. Okay, then keep a decimal point, add a 0. Now 196 multiplied by 5 will give you 196 multiplied by 5 will give you 980. Okay, so I get the value as 122.5 meter. That is my answer for the height. Got it now? Understood? Now what's left next? Time taken to reach the ground. So to calculate the total time taken for the object to reach the ground, you have to use the formula V is equal to U plus AT. Since you are dealing with acceleration due to gravity, your A stands only for acceleration. Here we are talking about the object reaching towards the ground. So your A should be replaced by G. So when you replace A by G, you write the equation as V is equal to U plus GT. Now substituting the value of U, V, G and T you have to calculate. You get V to be substituted as 0. So the equation is V is equal to U plus GT. Okay, V is 0 because final velocity. Initial velocity 49. G, I said it is minus 9.8 into T. Okay, 9.8 into T. Okay, so this is 0 is equal to 49 minus 9.8 T. Okay, now I want to calculate the value of T. So when I take that minus, see we got like this, no? 0 is equal to 49 minus 9.8 T. Okay, I want the value of T here. So I'll take this minus 9.8 T to the other side. What will happen? It becomes plus 9.8 T, which is equal to 49. So T will be what? 49 divided by 9.8. Okay, now again T is equal to 49 divided by 9.8. To make the calculation easier, multiply both the numerator and denominator by 10. Okay, so I get 490 upon 98. Okay, 98 into 5 will give me 490. If you want, you check. 98 into 5. 5 8s are 40, 9 5s are 45, 490 you are getting. So this is 5 seconds. Got it? Yes. So with this we are coming to an end of today's session. Meet you soon in the next class with other sums. I'll do it slowly by taking two sums so that you understand every step clearly. So as I told you, practice this and meet you soon in the next physics class. Till then, take care. Bye.